Yo, 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 yo. What is good, everyone? Y'all already know who this is. This is Mr. D to the O to the N to the C to the H to the A to the O to the S. Your friendly neighborhood JUGGALO, the common millionaire. If you don't know, now you know. And if you still don't know, well, then it sucks to be you. We are back with an album review. So, and my wig is blown, y'all. My wig is flipped. You know, this album that dropped yesterday, this album, y'all, we could only be talking about, if you don't know who these guys are by now, these guys are my dudes. I've known these dudes for years. We could only be talking about, what could we be talking about? The album that, if you have not heard this album, what the hell is wrong with you? We could only be talking about Dead Camp's The Black Book, Volume 666 review. So, look at that dope album artwork. And all I gotta say about this album is pure fire. Like, this album is literally like authentic wicked shit, basically. All I gotta say is this album is straight fire. This album, like, really is pure authentic wicked shit. Like, it goes back to the roots, really, of what this wicked shit horrorcore genre was about. So, what makes this album great? What does make this a great album, you know? The lyrics to this are fucking phenomenal. The bars are straight phenomenal. Obviously, that dope album artwork. So let's show that album artwork again. This dope album artwork. You know, the production off this. Holy shit, like, these dudes, Dead Camp, they straight leveled up, y'all. Straight leveled up. Like, if you truly are a fan of the wicked shit, you're gonna love this album. There's probably gonna be those who claim they're fans of the wicked shit and they don't love this album, or this album offends you. And all I gotta say is, if this album offends you and you're claiming to be a fan of the wicked shit and whatnot and horrorcore, just stop listening to the wicked shit and horrorcore. If this album offends you, don't call yourself a fan of wicked shit and horrorcore if this album offends you. It's straight fire, y'all. Like, holy shit. Like, these dudes leveled up, like, straight leveled up. And I'm very proud of them. I definitely give it a 10 out of 10. I can't really pick a favorite song off of here, because this album, you can literally bump from beginning to end, and it's meant to be bumped from the intro to the last song. Like, Dead Camp, these dudes are basically, their releases are basically, you listen to it from the intro to the last song. You listen to it from beginning to end. And this is one thing that I'm loving about wicked shit and horrorcore a lot, and in the underground, seeing what a lot of, it's coming back, you know, concept albums. Like, this is literally a concept album. It's meant to be listened to from beginning to end, just like a lot of Dead Camp's releases. And there's a lot, and I'm glad that that's really coming back. Like, you know, for a while, we weren't having, like, concept albums. You were having concept albums here and there, but now you're starting to see more artists and groups concept albums. Those are always the favorite albums. Like concept albums, or when artists or groups connect a lot of their work together and they create their own little lore, you might say. You know, I call it like CD universe, where it's like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it's like a CD. Yeah, this is definitely a great concept album. It is really meant to be listened to from beginning to end. Not one skippable song off of here. Like, holy shit. Like I said, the production is top tier. The lyrics, top tier. The lyrics might offend some of y'all, which if it offends you, good. Again, if you're claiming to be a fan of wicked shit and horrorcore and shit, and this album offends you, don't stop calling yourself a fan of wicked shit and horrorcore if this album offends you. Because if this album does offend some of y'all, it might be because maybe some of the stuff they're talking about on this album, you might be doing some of the sus shit that they're calling out on this album. You might be guilty of doing some of that sus shit that they're talking about on this album. Again, this album is literally the root, goes back to the roots of what this genre is. You know, showing society in the form of a horror movie. Like, for those who don't know your true history of wicked shit and horrorcore, basically it's showing society in the form of a horror movie. Sometimes it delves into conspiracy theories, you know, it's pure wicked shit to the core, pure authentic wicked shit. If you claim to be a fan of the wicked shit and you don't love this album, I don't know how you can call yourself a fan of wicked shit and horrorcore. Especially even if you don't know your history. Like I said, there are going to be those who claim that they're fans of horrorcore and the wicked shit, and then they don't like this album, or this album offends them. All I gotta say is, if this album offends you, good. Stop calling yourself a fan of wicked shit and horrorcore and just underground in general if this album offends you. Because it's straight gas. It's straight fire. I love it. I straight love it. You know, at the end of the year, I do have plans to do a top favorite albums to come out this year. And it's going to be like probably a big list, you know. So I probably plan on doing a live stream about that. Say my top albums to come out this year. And I don't even know like how I could like let's just say I'm not going to do a top albums to come out this year. I'm just going to say do a list of what some of my favorite albums were to come out this year. And those will be like some of my top albums basically. But this album right here, Black Book Volume 666, this is definitely my top list of favorite albums to come out this year. If this album does not get nominated for Underground Album of the Year, that's just going to be mind-boggling. Because there's so many albums that are in top contention for Underground Album of the Year. This album definitely needs to be up there on that list. Like, holy shit. I fucking loved this album. Like, holy shit. Not one skippable song off of here. It's a concept album, which is what I've been loving a lot lately, especially in the indie underground wicked shit horrorcore genre. Is people are starting to make concept albums. Like, that's one thing I always love about music, is when artists or groups do concept albums. And this is definitely a concept album. Dead Camp, they create concept releases where you listen to those releases from beginning to end. And it's dope. This is definitely, in my opinion, going to be definitely a wicked shit, horrorcore, underground classic. And it really is. And listen to it with an open mind, y'all. Again, if you're easily offended and you're claiming to be a fan of the wicked shit and horrorcore, stop listening to wicked shit and horrorcore if this album offends you. Because if this album offends you, good. So yeah, definitely a 10 out of 10. Definitely a classic. It's definitely on my list of favorite albums to come out this year. And I think it's definitely going to be a certified classic in the genre of horrorcore, wicked shit, and underground. It's going to be a classic for that, and it definitely is. It's straight fire. There's links to where you guys can listen to the album, where you can follow Dead Camp on all social media. There's also links to where you can get physical copies of the album, so I'm definitely going to order myself a physical copy. Also, you can also go check out their official website, which is called thehorror.com. Also, besides picking up a physical album, get yourself some Dead Camp merch. They have some very good quality merch. Again, since I really loved this album, I'm definitely going to buy myself a physical copy of this. Definitely a 10 out of 10. It's fucking phenomenal. Like straight fire, straight gas. I love it. Like I said, everything about it. The lyrics, the production, the artwork, everything. Concept albums are really making a comeback, y'all. And I'm loving a lot of these concept albums that I've been seeing. Especially the dudes Dead Camp. They drop concept releases, y'all. And this is definitely a concept album. You literally have to listen to it from beginning to end. These dudes straight leveled up. And I'm very proud of them. And whenever they do perform, I can't wait to see them live. I will either be front row getting live, or you'll see me on stage with these dudes getting live, because these dudes, y'all. You guys really need to check out these dudes. These guys are the perfect example of talented motherfuckers that got bars that get overlooked. And all I gotta say, if you're still sleeping on Dead Camp, even after viewing this video, it sucks to be you. You're missing out big time. But yeah, again, keep all the links down below to Dead Camp. Again, you can get physical copies of this, as well as other places where you can hear the album. And if you do enjoy the album after listening to it, buy a physical copy. If you really enjoy this album, buy a physical copy. Buy some of their merch down below. Also, again, shouts to my sponsor, Blind Death Clothing. Keep them down below. Blind Death Clothing. Shout outs to them. Of course, Blind Death Clothing, they sponsor a lot of the dudes at Dead Camp. So a lot of the dudes at Dead Camp, we part of the same Blind Death Clothing crew, where we get sponsored by them. And yeah, also follow your boy on social media as well. There's links to my social medias. Also, get yourself some Chaos Drip as well. And yeah, this has been Don Chaos with another album review. So share your thoughts down in the comments, y'all. Do you love this album? Share your thoughts down below. It's really dope. Make sure you have good headphones when you're listening to this. This album is meant to be listened to with great headphones. If you got straight bass or speakers, bump this shit. Like, this album is pure, authentic Wicked shit. And being as I'm a big fan of Wicked shit, the Wicked shit in horrorcore, I love it. I give it straight a thumbs up or a straight double horn. So, go listen to it. Share your thoughts down below, y'all. Like and subscribe. Share this all over social media. Let's beat YouTube's algorithm, because YouTube doesn't like the real ones, and so like and share this everywhere. All right, y'all. Make sure you're subscribing. And yeah, you guys already know who I am. I'm Mr. D to the O to the N to the C to the H to the A to the O to the S. Your friendly neighborhood JUGGALO. The Karma Millionaire. If you don't know, now you know. And if you still don't know, well, then it sucks to be you. Later, y'all.